Hello, 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 everyone. Mike Arnold here, co-founder, patroning partners, along with Bob Iacchino. So, not many places to hide in the market. Another strong sell-off. By the way, S&P, Nasdaq, Dow, and Russell still in long-term sell mode and the medium to long-term sell modes. So we are in a point of instability with cycles at the bottom. Generally, this we were going to be watching for a turn up move, a bounce, a bear market bounce move. However, with the market internals looking like crap, this can potentially lead to a capitulation move. We did not have one on Friday. It did not meet any criteria, but we are on alert. So we will be watching, tune into our live streams to see what we're watching for some bottoming patterns or some price action to support a bottom. But if we do not get it, we are on high alert for a capitulation move. I should call it a potential capitulation move. All right, now that we got that out of the way, XLE, we had that little double top pulling back. This did not tip to sell mode yet. Still in long-term buy mode, but hanging in there by the thread of its teeth. This is essentially putting me in neutral mode. We were cautious with that double top all the way back to some key support area. So it's pretty much neutral mode. It has to prove itself. At least I have to start seeing some buy setups form before looking more so at energy. XLRE is still in sell mode and broke below key lows. I just fixed these and now they're off again. Oh boy. So I'm actually going to ratchet this to just this is the reverse harmonics right here. But we broke below the key support back from the 13th of June. So there's a bunch of these that broke below key support. Overall, I'm more focused if we do rally on the markets and the sectors that did not break below key support. The ones that did are last on my list, since pretty much everything except energies in neutral and utilities still barely in buy mode. Everything else is pretty much in sell mode, so we have to be picky where we go to. So since I don't have infinite time, if it did break below the most recent major swing lows on the weekly, those are the last things I'm looking for bounce modes. So this would be low on the list. Broke below, come to stop at the harmonics. I went to the reverse harmonics. If you want to use the major ones, then you go to that next forward. So your next major target is 36.35, and the minor one's 36.11. So 36.11 to 36.35 on a continuing down move. Resistance roughly 38 to 38.40. So we'll be watching for bounce and roll over plays in XLRE. Not going to be looking to XLRE for plays, which is real estate. XLF. Here's another example of the difference. It is in sell mode. However, it did not break below the July lows. And you see the June lows, July lows making that double bottom, which played out. Did not break. So on a rally, XLF will be one that I will look to for any short term. These are short term bottoming patterns, not long term. As long as this does not break these lows. Now, if we go through Monday, Tuesday, and just tank the market and this gets below, especially on a closing basis, then no, then I'll take it out of that rotation. As long as it's holding up, that'll be one XLF, financial futures, that I could look for potential bottoming, very short-term swing trade patterns in. These are not long-term trades on a bounce. Now, can swing patterns turn into a potential longer pattern if we get a major bear market rally? Yes. XLK. Technology did not break or close below the June lows, so this is something that I can watch for plays if we get bottoming patterns. This is one I will watch for. And this is not something I'm going to look to if we continue to sell off or unless we get into an aggressive capitulation sell mode. But then we'll have to reassess if that happens, how far down it closes. So that's where we sit. By the way, if you're looking for some of these, it's best to go. Boy, every time I reboot this, now it resets my levels. The next major support, 118.14. And if you're looking for key things, since you can always do at this point your reverse harmonics, and you can watch for the key harmonics, like on a stronger rally. First level I'd be watching for would be 126, then about 129.50, then about 132.30 to about 133.13. Using that along with price action help fine tune the level. So technology could be a potential play if we get the bounce. XLI, I guess it just forces me to do some of these. XLI, no break below the June and July lows. So the industrials are a potential play. We are in sell mode still, but this would be a bounce play. That is on the table for a bounce play only. XLY, consumer discretionary, closed below the 62.5. Still expecting lower prices. Back to sell mode, but this is holding up decently. So this is something I would look for an aggressive play to the upside, especially if we find any consumer discretionary bottoming plays. Short-term bottoming plays, consumer discretionary, would be interesting on a bounce to the breakdown zone before another rollover. But longer term, expecting it to retest the June lows on the next rollover play, and it is in sell mode. XLP holding above the June lows. All right, so this is definitely an area, and this is holding up a lot better than some of the other sectors, so we can look at consumer staples for bounce plays. Didn't get quite that 87.5, still expecting that longer term, but we'll be looking to this for a bounce play, and we'll use the harmonics we already broke, like the 70.88 for retracement levels on specifically the XLP. Consumer staples. So that is one we can look for bounce plays even though it is in sell mode. XLV, healthcare in sell mode. Still expecting lower prices, but on bounce plays, this holding up pretty decently. So this will be another one we'll watch for bounce plays. Key resistance now coming in based off of the close back from the end of August to 124.50. Just paying attention to that for anything on bounce plays to watch where the sector resistance is. XLB, one I will not be looking for first for bounce plays. Why? Not only a break below July lows, remember, not everything made a low in June, some made a low in July, but we got a close. So a break and a close below July lows and in sell mode, no. I already have enough things I can look to for bounce plays. XLC, no. No. Still long-term sell mode, way below June lows. Yeah, we could get a bounce, but this is an incredibly weak sector. Not interested. XLU, one of the rarities in buy mode. Remember, we had the double top pattern. Let me reset my levels here. Let me reset all the levels. There we go. Double top pattern. We were expecting the pullback. Still in buy mode. So we can still look to XLU for potential short-term plays, especially if we rally. That's one that's still in buy mode. XRT retail, holding above June lows, so we could still, as long as this does not get a close, it's very close. So if we continue to sell off early this week, this may get the close, and then that would be off the table. And that's true for anything still hovering right above June lows. But as of the recording of this on Sunday, September 25th, it's in long-term sell mode, but it's holding below those. So if there's anything that catches our eye from a bottom perspective in the retail, it's a riskier play with consumer rolling over. But if anything, especially more of a discount end, has a potential short-term bottoming play, it could be still on the table. IYT transportation, guess what? Closing below major support, closing below the June lows, off the table. Not looking at it, off the table. Long-term sell, closing below key support and closing below June lows. Goodbye. SMH, Holding, did eke out a little lower than July lows, but still closing above it. So if this closes below these July lows, off the table. Still long-term in sell mode, still expecting lower prices. If we get any decent semiconductors, I'm still looking with Intel for a core position. There could be a bounce, but this is more in. I'll have to be scraping the bottom of the barrel, even though it's above those July lows, because of just how weak it is. So that's one area I'm not looking for as a first turn for bottoming players. DBC commodity index, not in sell mode. The potential double is off the table. This is treating it sort of as energy. This is in very neutral mode to me. It could tip to sell mode any point. So I'm just, no, commodities are starting to get beat up more and more. We're into an advanced clear path. Hands off, even though we're not in sell mode. This would have to prove itself before I'm interested. DBA agriculture, even though it's still in buy mode, it's caught in consolidation. Not interested at this point. Same thing as commodities, just waiting. And now if we start getting a key close back above about 2075, could get interested. Other than that, nothing. GDX, still long-term sell. Broke key support, nothing going on just yet. This needs to really show me something. Gold's just getting still beat up. VTV breaking below June lows. This is value. Again, there's lots that's in value that isn't actually good value. Closing above this, but this is not the area I'm looking to just yet. And in long-term sell. For a bounce play, not interested. Between this, growth, holding up better, finally hitting the 87.5, holding up a bit better. So if we do get a bounce play, I will look to growth before value. And these are not long-term plays. Remember, value is not a lot of good value just yet. And growth, you generally get the money rushing into some growth plays on any potential bottom or on the buy the dip mentalities, and growth holding up better, finally hitting the 87.5 and not breaking below the lows from June. So I'd rather look to growth over value. That's where we stand. Hope this gave you some good ideas. Again, if you're just looking for long-term plays, there aren't a lot of good areas to look for. Also, remember, like in the NASDAQ, when we had our last rally, our last June to August, so 2-month rally, just remember you can get rip your face off rallies. This rally from low to high was 24%. All right? And you're not looking to capture all of that, even if you were like an aggressive buyer. From low close to high close is 20% roughly. So you can get those rallies. Could we just get a bounce? Yes, but you see we're in long-term sell. The NASDAQ holding up. The only one that broke below the June lows was the Dow. So be careful at the beginning of the week. If we do get a bottoming pattern, or I'll let you know what we're watching for. If you tune in the live streams, or you can watch them on replay. That's where we stand for now. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. I will talk to everybody or see you on the live streams this week. Bye for now.